The atmosphere at Kansas City Chiefs training camp is far from serene. For a franchise that has cultivated a modern dynasty on the pillars of precision, discipline, and relentless dominance, summer doesn't just mean preparation. It signals pivotal decisions, and not the simple kind. Veterans are being weighed against ambitious rookies. Depth charts are under scrutiny. Long-standing assumptions about returning starters are quietly being reevaluated behind closed doors. Every roster spot now bears immense weight, and each rep on the practice field resounds with purpose and pressure, but that's only the tip of the iceberg. The ripple effects of off-season exits are beginning to surface. Players who once thrived within Kansas City's intricate system are quickly discovering how difficult it is to replicate that success elsewhere. In contrast, fresh arrivals, both youthful and seasoned, are battling to leave their imprint in a system that rewards adaptability and punishes inconsistency. The fight for roster security is more ferocious than it appears, and the margin for misstep is narrowing by the day. Emerging from this crucible of competition is a more defined vision of what the Chiefs are constructing and what voids may still remain. Questions surrounding durability, schematic compatibility, and positional resilience are subtly steering the team's blueprint. And in the background, strategic choices are already laying the groundwork for reinforcements yet to come. Before we dive deeper, can I ask a quick favor? If you enjoy this kind of deep dive coverage, give this a like. It's a simple gesture, but it makes a world of difference. Now let's shift our focus to the backfield, where a recent acquisition may already be on the verge of being squeezed out. As training camp intensifies, the Chiefs coaching staff has embarked on the meticulous mission of trimming their 91-man roster down to a final battle-ready 53-man squad. While fierce competition is evident across multiple positions, the running back corps is under particularly sharp scrutiny, and one notable name could be on the chopping block. Despite signing as a free agent just months ago, veteran Elijah Mitchell may not survive the final cut. This possibility was raised by Arrowhead Pride's Pete Sweeney in his July 22nd roster projection. Sweeney highlighted that Mitchell's chances are rapidly diminishing, partially due to the rise of younger talent and partially due to lingering concerns about Mitchell's durability and limited value on special teams. Although his contract included more guaranteed money than that of returning veteran Kareem Hunt, Mitchell's inconsistency and lack of a defined role outside of offense put him at a disadvantage. Sweeney indicated that the backfield locks currently appear to be Isaiah Pacheco, who's bulked up in a contract year, rookie Brashard Smith, who's been electrifying in camp, and fullback special teams ace Carson Steele, who's reportedly earned the trust of coordinator Dave Toub. With Hunt also vying for a spot, the math isn't working in Mitchell's favor. The truth is, Mitchell has had a subdued offseason. While most of the running back unit has remained under the radar during workouts, Brashard Smith has emerged as a revelation. The 7th-round rookie has quickly become one of the camp's most intriguing breakout players, particularly on third downs. Converted from wide receiver during the draft process, Smith is proving to be a mismatch nightmare out of the backfield. His crisp route running and explosive acceleration are drawing comparisons to what Jerick McKinnon once brought to this offense. On day 2 of camp, Charles Goldman of A to Z Sports Kansas City reported that Smith showcased his speed and hands during passing drills. Beat reporter Nick Jacobs highlighted a perfectly timed wheel route connection from Mahomes to Smith, an explosive play that turned heads. But Smith's value doesn't stop on offense. He's also auditioning as a punt returner, fielding multiple punts during camp, adding another layer of versatility that could tilt roster decisions in his favor. If Smith keeps flashing this level of play, he could force a difficult decision from the coaching staff, possibly pushing Mitchell or even Steele out of contention. In fact, there's a scenario on the table where Kansas City opts to carry just 3 running backs instead of the traditional 4. If the coaching staff believes Pacheco, Hunt, and Smith can carry the workload, that extra roster spot could be reallocated, perhaps to bolster the offensive line depth with a 10th lineman. According to Sweeney, this isn't just hypothetical, it's a legitimate possibility currently under evaluation. Meanwhile, as the RB drama unfolds at camp, one former Chief might already be second-guessing his offseason move, ex-safety Justin Reid. At the time, Justin Reid's departure from Kansas City seemed like a rational move, driven by the team's salary cap constraints and Reid's pursuit of a fresh chapter. But the scenario he's walked into in New Orleans has been anything but ideal. The Saints' quarterback situation has spiraled into disarray following Derek Carr's unexpected retirement. In his absence, the team is sifting through a turbulent battle between Tyler Show, Spencer Rattler, and Jake Haener, none of whom bring commanding resumes or proven leadership. ESPN's Catherine Terrell painted a grim portrait of recent practices, citing frequent false starts and a general breakdown in offensive rhythm. For Reid, who spent his past few years operating behind the unwavering presence of Patrick Mahomes, the contrast is jarring. Chiefs fans now find themselves wondering, did the grass really turn out greener? Reid's contributions in Kansas City were substantial, but his current reality stands as a sobering reminder. Success in Kansas City's meticulously crafted ecosystem doesn't always translate elsewhere. Building toward 2026, the Chiefs' long-term backfield vision. While training camp spotlights roster battles and final cuts, the Kansas City front office is playing chess, not checkers, already scouting potential reinforcements for 2026. One name emerging early on their radar, Oklahoma's Jaden Ott. According to Brentley Weissman of Pro Football Network, the Chiefs are projected to have serious interest in the dynamic playmaker. Ott's production speaks volumes. A combined 2,597 rushing yards, 24 touchdowns, and 95 receptions for 736 receiving yards across his time at Cal and now Oklahoma, totaling over 3,300 all-purpose yards. Known for his explosiveness, lateral agility, and knack for breaking off chunk plays, Ott has drawn high praise from scouts like Jim Nagy, who labeled him a true game breaker. Currently slotted as a likely day 2 pick, a breakout campaign could elevate Ott into first-round consideration. For a Chiefs offense that ranked dead last in runs of 10-plus yards after Pacheco's Week 12 return, Ott could offer the explosive spark Kansas City's ground game desperately lacks. While Pacheco remains a fiery, punishing runner and has praised the current RB room's depth and versatility, the stats don't lie. Even Mahomes couldn't mask the offense's one-dimensional struggles. In the Super Bowl loss to Philadelphia, Shield veteran leadership on the horizon. Justin Simmons hints at a Chiefs reunion. While Ott represents a potential future asset, the Chiefs could look to reinforce the defense in the present. Former Broncos and Falcons safety Justin Simmons remains unsigned, but he's made it clear he wants to join a contender. When asked about his free agency options, Simmons openly name-dropped Kansas City. On ESPN West Palm, he said, "You know what? They've been elite for a long time. Mahomes is one of the best in the game, if not the best." While acknowledging it pains him to consider joining a rival, Simmons made no secret of the fact that the opportunity to play under Andy Reid for a championship caliber roster and a respected ownership like the Hunt family is tough to pass up. With rookie Jaden Hicks stepping into Justin Reid's old role, the addition of a savvy veteran like Simmons could provide invaluable leadership, rotational flexibility, and insurance in the secondary. It's the kind of shrewd, value-driven, playoff-caliber acquisition Kansas City is known for. Reinforcing the trenches, is Liam Eichenberg the answer at guard? Depth is not just a defensive concern. The offensive line is facing critical questions of its own. After All-Pro Joe Thuney's exit, the Chiefs are evaluating options at left tackle, Jalen Moore and Josh Simmons, and especially at left guard, where second-round pick Kingsley Suamataia is attempting a high-stakes transition from tackle to interior lineman. While Suamataia shows promise, There's risk. The only proven depth, Mike Caliendo, whose 2024 PFF grade of 49.0 raises red flags. That's where Liam Eichenberg enters the conversation. Recently floated in trade rumors, the Dolphins guard could be a sensible target. With 46 career starts, a manageable $2.25 million cap hit, and a diminished role following Miami's recent O-line additions, Eichenberg may be available for a late-round draft pick, perhaps a 2027 seventh. While not a star, Eichenberg is steady. He could be exactly what Kansas City needs: low-cost, low-risk insurance to protect Mahomes and keep the offense humming, especially if Swamataya falters or injuries arise. Let's talk Chiefs Nation. Now it's your turn. Should the Chiefs draft a high-powered back like Jaden Ott in 2026 to revitalize the run game, or can Pacheco and company get the job done with better health and blocking? Would you welcome Justin Simmons in red and gold, or do you believe the safety room is already stacked? Let's cut through the fluff. OTAs and mini camps are glorified walkthroughs. The real test begins when the pads come on and the collisions get real. That's why training camp will be absolutely pivotal for this unit. Enter Steve Spagnuolo in the mastermind of mayhem. Spags is about to unleash the storm. He's going to dial up exotic blitz packages, mix deceptive fronts, and pressure this O-line like a pack of wolves. And he doesn't care if you're a 10-year vet or a first-round rookie. You're getting tested. Jalen Moore and Josh Simmons are about to experience the full brutality of NFL-caliber pass rush. And not just from any defense, from one of the most cunning defensive minds in the game. This is the proving ground. This is where legends are forged. This is where we find out if that free agency check and draft capital were well spent. The beauty of going up against Spagnuolo's unit, if you can withstand his schemes, you can withstand any front seven in the NFL. Spags has forgotten more about disrupting protection than most defensive coordinators will ever learn. He will push, challenge, and sharpen this offensive line with elite pressure. And when the season hits, that training will pay off like gold. What I truly respect about this whole situation is the calm confidence radiating from the Chiefs front office. No panic, no hesitation. They saw a glaring flaw and then they attacked it head on with precision and urgency. That's what winners do. They don't hope for change. They engineer solutions. This rebuild isn't just about keeping Mahomes upright, though that's clearly vital. It's about unlocking his full potential. It's about giving the most dangerous man in football time to dissect defenses with that golden arm and generational football IQ. Because let's be honest, when Mahomes has time, he's unstoppable. When he's running for his life, even he's mortal. That's why this O-line restructure is so important. It's not a rebuild, it's a reimagining. You've got Moore, the seasoned pro, ready to contribute on day one. Then Juju Smith-Schuster recently re-signed, muscled past McDuffie to secure another big gain. These aren't the kinds of highlights we're used to seeing made at McDuffie's expense. But before the kingdom hits the panic button, breathe. This is still minicamp, no pads, no full contact, just elite athletes shaking off the rust. Still, it was jarring. McDuffie doesn't typically get outplayed, certainly not twice in a single day. What does it mean long term? Likely very little. But what it does reveal is just how competitive this secondary truly is. Jalen Watson is back at full strength. Christian Fulton's, newly added from the Chargers, now is already turning heads. And even rookie corner Noah Williams, despite early hiccups, shows flashes of potential. If anything, McDuffie's minor missteps are a testament to how stacked and sharp this unit really is. Now let's pivot to a name that's rapidly gaining steam. Tyquan Thornton. The former Baylor speedster and expatriate is making a serious push for a final wide receiver spot. He's impressed throughout OTAs and now is earning reps as a special teams gunner. That kind of versatility could be his golden ticket. He's in a tight battle with return ace Nico Remigio. Nico's special teams explosiveness has been his calling card, but if the staff sees more all-around value in Thornton, even if he's less dynamic on return, the edge could swing his way. It's a classic preseason dilemma. Lean on proven production or roll the dice on higher upside. And while we're on battles, few are drawing more attention than the duel for starting left tackle between Josh Simmons and Jalen Moore. Simmons, the first rounder out of Ohio State, clawing his way back from injury, attacking every rehab session with urgency. He's logging 2 a days, even 3 a days, doing everything possible to be ready. But here's what speaks volumes. Simmons is studying Jalen Moore, the man he's trying to unseat. That level of humility, respect, and hunger says a lot. Simmons understands what's at stake, and that iron sharpens iron. Even if he claims the starting job, Moore could kick inside to guard, bolstering an already formidable offensive front. Also worth noting, the character concerns whispered about Simmons during the draft, nowhere to be seen. So far, he's been all business, all grind. If anything, he's displayed a level of discipline and maturity that exceeds his age. But now let's shift the spotlight to a name that's been far too quiet in recent headlines, Marquise Hollywood Brown. After suffering an early setback in the 2024 preseason, Brown's late season return left much to be desired. But now, he's rejuvenated, laser focused, and on a mission to remind the league exactly who he is over the course of a full, healthy season. Thank you guys. See you next video.